Yeah, so they figured they've got 116 million to spend on acquiring Humane. Humane gets kind of their wish, not exactly the way they drew it up, but at least it's something. I just canceled my Humane subscription today.
Wait,
I was paying every month in hopes of seeing it improve. It didn't. It did a little, but not enough to make another video or anything. I canceled it today.
Did you actually just forget?
No, yes. Yes. This week also, HP spent $116 million, which actually was the most shocking part to me. I didn't know HP was out here spending money like that. And they used it to buy Humane. Humane finally got their wish and was acquired. Maybe not the way they originally drew it up, but it happened. They shut down the pin. It is going offline. The servers will go down. They're shutting down the team that developed it. It's not going to be a thing anymore. RIP Humane Pin. But yeah, HP is acquiring the talent and the engineers and the team.
The technology behind.
I think
it was like 300 patents from the company and like Cosmos.
Great name.
It's actually a pretty solid name.
No, it's CosmOS.
Chasm OS.
Yeah, it's like, okay, the pin's going to stop working, so everyone who said it was bad is justified in saying it was bad because it doesn't exist anymore. But it's also like, what does HP see in that? I don't know.
Apparently, Emron and Bethany are going to work at HP to upgrade their AI systems and their conference room software.
This comes back to HP. What does HP do? The first thing I ever reviewed was an HP product, so I'm not like a HP hater. I kind of like HP.
No, we were just looking back on HP market cap, and right after you made that video, they skyrocketed.
I believe that. 2009 was probably peak of HP's powers. I bought an HP Pavilion DV7T. It was very competitive. It's the one I picked over all my other options, and that was not a cheap laptop. They had a thing back in the day.
Yeah.
But today,
they're launching a Zoom competitor.
HP?
No, I have no idea.
No.
Did I tell you guys
when
when I thought that I may have uncovered a money laundering scheme at Intel?
At Intel, yeah. But
Did I tell you about that?
retell the story, because that was a while ago.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Okay. This is probably not what is happening. I want to start. However, okay, when I worked at Intel, I wrote software that would check. Basically, there was these giant sleds of computers, right? Because they use these Xeons, which have 2 Xeons per sled. There's tons of sleds in a rack. Intel buys those racks from HP, Compaq, Lenovo, Dell, right? All these companies where I'm like, they technically sell laptops, but there's no way that's how they make most of their money, right? Mm-hmm. So Intel would buy these giant racks for like a ton of money with like 15-year warranties.
Rack City.
Because they're running these computers at such like high wattage and so much power that like parts break a lot, right? So the money laundering scheme that I thought I uncovered, this is probably not happening, is that the software, when I wrote the software, it would basically every morning check every single part in every single sled. So it would check the RAM, the CPU, like everything on the computer. The things that would break the most often were the Intel Xeons and the Intel developed RAM chips. And the reason I thought it was a money laundering scheme was because it seemed like Intel was putting their like B-list Xeons in these computers that HP was then selling to Intel as a rack. Mm-hmm. And then HP under warranty, when they would break, because my software basically would say like every single day there were Xeons breaking, there was RAM sticks breaking, and it was always Intel developed parts. So it seemed like HP then had to go back to Intel and buy new parts from Intel to put in the thing that they sold to Intel. And it just sort of felt like they were cycling money like this.
I feel like this feels like the McDonald's ice cream machine, where it's like it's broken and they also kind of run the place that broke.
Compaq. What else does Compaq do? This is the thing.
Now?
Well, I mean, at the time, still, it was like 2016. Compaq was not.
I don't think they had TV commercials and sold laptops. I don't remember the laptop.
Compaq wasn't around in 2016. Compaq got bought by HP in
2000.
What, HP?
merged. Yeah, HP Compact became the thing.
Yeah.
The easy answer here is they all do a lot of enterprise stuff that we just don't quite know of, and it's
Okay, so what did they do? They were selling giant racks of sleds to companies like Intel, and that is probably how they make most of their money. That's the answer to your question.
What, you think people aren't buying the Pavilion?
More like Pavilion. Okay.
Got him.
So that's probably how they make most of their money.
Yeah. So they figured they've got 116 million to spend on acquiring Humane. Humane gets kind of their wish, not exactly the way they drew it up, but at least it's something. I just canceled my Humane subscription today.
Wait,
I was paying every month in hopes of seeing it improve. It didn't. It did a little, but not enough to make another video or anything. I canceled it today.
Did you actually just forget?
No, yes. Yes. But I was giving it a chance.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
we still have it. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
So they raised about 230 million. They sold it for 116 million.
I thought it was more. Wow.
A few months ago, they were reportedly trying to sell it between like 700 to 1 billion.
Yeah,
I believe. So this is quite a bit lower. This is actually approximately 1/7 of Juan Soto's MLB contract that they just got sold for. Yeah.
Wow.
And I can't help but think. I think we all know Humane is that company that hyped themselves without a public-facing product for a very long time, and it feels kind of like they did that for longer than they had an actual public-facing product.
That's probably true.
Yeah, because it came out a year ago.
Less than a year ago.
And they were hyping it for a while. They're in stealth mode.
Dude.
Yeah, they've been around since 2018, and I know like every startup company has a product they're working on before that, but like they were out there hyping up Humane publicly without their public product
for a long time.
For far longer than we actually had the pin.
So if you are a fellow Humane Pin owner like myself, expect it to be a brick by the end of the month. It will still be able to tell you if it's overheating or what your battery percentage is.
I was going to say, it's not just a brick. It could also catch on fire.
It could tell you if it's about to, and it can tell you how much battery life is left. Because that was the things that it was doing offline, and it continued. Yeah, it could continue.
You know what's also kind of crazy? So they will give people refunds only if you bought it within the last 90 days, which is the normal refund period. But they're not giving anybody else refunds, and this product only existed for like less than a year.
Hey man, that's the risk.
It's a $700 pin.
That's the early adopter risk.
That's a lot of money for something that lasts.
The Humane Reddit.
If only there was like people who told you not to buy it.
We did our job, and we got yelled at for it.
They all should have bought a rabbit.
What were you saying?
I was just gonna say the subreddit is not happy about this. Obviously, it's one thing when they like launch the email saying we're winding down, and then like at the end it's like, and everything will be offline February 28th, which is like a week and a half from right now. So, and then that also means somebody asked them, and somebody responded, no, there are some offline things it can do, like tell you your battery level.
Can it tell me?
I would just say no. It's
gotta
literally
tell me the time.
How?
It's gotta.
Does the projector still work?
Yeah, it should
to
say
show
the
you your
time.
battery level.
So maybe it's just like a lapel clock.
Yeah,
that's kind of dope.
You know
if
what
I got
want?
it for free, but I don't know if I'd charge that.
Remember when the Spotify car thing went out and I came on this podcast and we spoke about them open sourcing it?
Yeah.
And how great of a community that has turned into.
Yeah.
I hope they open source the Humane
won't.
Pin. Probably not.
They're shutting it
But
down.
I was thinking of that all morning.
So sick.
Yeah.
That's what the subreddit is asking to open source it so people can tinker with it.
That'd be dope.
I think there's way more complicated parts in this. I mean, we did get to see the inside of it, and that thing is complicated.
I don't think they can open source it because all the patents got sold to HP.
Yeah, that would probably be my thought on why they're not going to let a lot happen to
Well,
this.
in 6 years, just like Pebble, we'll go back and ask HP to open source all this.
Yeah,
so
but
hold on to it.
Yeah, I guess.
Because you never know.
Hold on to your brick that might catch on fire.
I have a hot take.
What?
We're gonna think back on this the way that people think about Google Glass.
No,
we're not.
That's why I said it was hot. That's why I said it was hot.
Spicy. That's really hot.
Okay, eventually, this is the future, right?
Do you mean form factor wise?
No, I mean just an AI assistant thing that you wear.
They're not the only.
If you want to go super broad and say a standalone AI device was ahead of its time, sure.
That is where I'm going.
But that's about as generous as you can be. Yeah, I think we'll all look back at the Humane Pin as being like, oh, that wasn't ready. Why did they ship that? That was bad.
Just like we looked at it while it was out.
And Google Glass had some real some
Google
strong
Glass was
fans.
fire as heck.
It could come out today and be looked at kind of the same as
I
back
would
in the
still
day.
like Google Glass currently.
Yeah.
Because you're a glass hole.
I was.
Speaking of glass, do you know what sand is made of?
Well, glass is made of sand.
Glass is made of sand. I got it backwards.
Yeah.
I almost
Fire segue though.
I knew where you were going.
almost nailed that.
Sand,
where you were going.
Sand is actually the remnants of ancient window factories that they used to only put on the beach so
For
they
dinosaurs.
Could, yeah, for dinosaurs. Yo, thanks for watching this clip. People who really pay attention to Waveform may have noticed I wore the same outfit 2 weeks in a row, which makes me a loser.
Hey.
Oh no, David never repeats. Let's be real. But if you want to see David and I wear the exact same outfit next week, there's one way to do that, which is like and subscribe.